My name is Melanie Manier. I'm the Director of Operations for NaphCare's Western States Division. In 2017, NaphCare decided to enhance their proactive approach to detoxification management by adding the drug buprenorphine. Buprenorphine is a drug commonly used in the community to help an individual abstain from opiate-related products like heroin. Today, we'll talk to some representatives from Washington County Sheriff's Office about the use of buprenorphine in their facility. Commander Cook, had you ever heard of the medication buprenorphine or Subutex?
I had heard of the similar medications used by patrol deputies that are dealing with people suffering from opiate overdoses.
Had you ever heard of it being used in a correctional facility?
I had not.
Have you ever heard of the drug buprenorphine or Subutex being used in a correctional facility?
Prior to it being introduced to the Washington County Sheriff's Office and Washington County Jail, I had not heard of it being used in any correctional facility. I had been to a seminar in which I heard it being discussed in uses in treatment programs and treatment facilities, but never inside of a correctional facility.
Tell me what your thoughts were when NaphCare approached you about using the medication buprenorphine or Subutex inside the jail here at Washington County.
I was a little concerned because it was non-standard and we're in a correctional environment.
How do you think NaphCare helped you overcome those concerns?
What NaphCare did was to really take their time and to walk me through and provide medical data and information, which really illustrates to me that it's a safer way to detox people off addiction, and that it lowered some of the severe symptoms that are associated with detox. And I did not know about buprenorphine before that conversation began, and over time, really pretty quickly, felt like I got knowledgeable and enough to make an informed decision.
So it's fair to say that prior to NaphCare coming to you about using the medication, you had no idea that we could use it to lessen those severe symptoms of opiate detox.
That is correct.
What do you think your biggest concerns were about the medical department deciding to use this type of medication for a detox program?
I think when we first engaged in the conversations regarding that unique program, I think my initial was impact to staff. One of the things that we had discussed was that it does take a higher level of care in order to make this a successful program. And anytime that an increased level of care takes place, it's going to have its impacts on staff. So that was one of my largest concerns.
How do you think NaphCare has helped you overcome those concerns? I
think that the continued partnership and working through voiced concerns, both from the medical department as well as my staff, has made a very successful program, and that has had very minimal impacts on staff, or at least those impacts that took place were able to be overcome and worked through.
Now that it's been about 14 months, maybe a little longer, since we started using the medication in our protocol here, how do you think that's impacted the jail, the inmates, the staff?
Well, I can tell you it's impacted our jail in positive ways, in that medical staff and jail deputies aren't having to struggle as much with inmates who are really undergoing some very severe symptoms with detoxing, particularly off opioids, which is a struggle. It's a struggle for our staff to manage their symptoms in the midst of a very busy jail environment, first of all. It's also been an improvement for our inmates because it helps someone who's in custody upon release not only have they detoxed in a way that's more safe for them, but when they get released, their first thought isn't, I've got to use. I've got to get high to survive the day. It opens up the possibilities that they have to really focus on more healthy choices and transition in a way that's more successful.
As a jail commander, what recommendation or what advice would you give to other jail commanders about the opportunity to use this medication inside their facility?
We have a responsibility on the street or in the jail to care for people, whether it's the public or inmates in our care. I think anything that we can do to help mitigate those withdrawal symptoms is not only going to help the person, but it's also going to alleviate some of the workload on our deputies.
Lieutenant, what advice would you give to other jail command staff who were approached with the opportunity to use buprenorphine as part of their detox program?
I think my advice to them would absolutely be that they need to give a strong consideration to introducing this program into their facility for the betterment of the facility itself, for the quality of life of the inmates. The detoxification process has just improved tremendously for our opiate addicted inmates, and I have not found a single reason as to why, if I were to roll back the time, that I would not have this program in our facility.
I was skeptical walking in about trading one addiction possibly for another, and it really turns out that that's not what's happening. It's a safer way to detox, the outcomes are better, and in the end it saves lives, and it really helps run a safe jail. So I would just encourage people to be open-minded and just work with your healthcare professionals and ask great questions. Make them do their work to show you why it's worth giving it a try.
Despite the stigma commonly associated with the use of buprenorphine inside of a correctional facility, our program has been very successful. The medication is used as a means to lessen severe opiate withdrawal symptoms by using doses smaller than what's normally found in community. NaphCare will continue to use innovative approaches to round out our proactive care models.